One of the questions I receive regularly from the people I support to overcome and avoid burnout is actually, how do you spot the signs of burnout before it takes hold? And the earlier you spot them, the easier it is to take action and make sure that this doesn't happen to you. So today I just wanted to share very personally from my own journey what the signs of burnout were that I really missed and didn't listen to, so that you can take away the lessons from that and apply them in your own life and avoid what I went through myself. So I would say with me, the first signs were that I started to get really tired at work, and I just felt this general sense of low energy, being worn out, and I wasn't quite sure why. I'd always been someone who could take on any amount of work, push through any deadline, push through any block, but it felt like I was having to almost walk through sticky mud. I was going slower, it was a lot harder to get things done. Then as I got closer to the point that I actually hit a dramatic burnout, I'd say my mental capacity almost felt like it was slowing down. There was a fogginess in my brain, it was harder to think things through. I was sleeping less and less, on the basis that I had more and more to do. I was trying to cram more into the day, and it was also becoming harder to switch off at night. So I was definitely sleeping a lot less. I also had pains in my stomach, which I didn't really listen to at the time. Pains and some sweats as well, which I think were very much stress related. Again, as I got closer still to burning out, my appetite pretty much went, and I was relying a lot on caffeine to keep me going, and I think that was really suppressing my appetite. I was just too busy to prioritise eating, and I'd say in general I just stopped properly taking care of myself. So I stopped going to the gym, stopped eating well, stopped sleeping enough hours, and I was just so focused on my work. So gradually over time, my body was sending me these warning signals that I just wasn't listening to. And then one day it said enough. I was in a meeting and it was almost like a fire just lit in my head. I suddenly was not with it anymore. I felt really emotionally out of control. I started crying. I felt very unsafe where I was, and I just had to get home. So I remember being on a coach, which was how I transported to and from work, how I commuted, and I was literally sat wearing my sunglasses because I was just crying. I couldn't stop, which was very unlike me. I wasn't really a particularly emotional person, and I was terrified. I didn't understand where all of this emotion was coming from. I wasn't someone who cried, and suddenly here I was not able to control it around other people. So I got home that Friday night. I just felt incredibly shaky, sick, just in that real state of fight or flight. Got myself to bed and pretty much didn't get up for the rest of the weekend. I started having nightmares. I was waking up vomiting. My body was just in such an extreme state of anxiety, I couldn't function normally. And I can remember thinking, oof, okay, I'm probably not going to be well enough to go into the office on Monday, but let me try and log in, do some stuff from home, as I always did over the weekends anyway, to try and keep on top of things. But physically, as I was going towards my laptop, my body was shaking. I started vomiting again. And I was just petrified. I didn't really understand what had happened to me. So by the Tuesday, I knew that something was seriously wrong, and I took myself to the doctor. And that story is one that I will share another time. But the main message I want you to take away from this video is, if you are spotting signs from your body, listen to them, take notes. It's a lot easier to take action earlier in the burnout process. The longer you leave it, the harder it is to get yourself out of that cycle. So really take care of yourself. If you spot people around you where you see these symptoms, if you've got the opportunity to have a conversation with them and hold a mirror up, please also do that. The earlier we can be aware of the burnout process, the easier it is to stop yourself sliding into that downward spiral. So thanks for watching today. Comment below with any questions or any suggestions you have for future episodes, and I look forward to seeing you again here soon.